here's what you need then. You need DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, and the Titanic in order for it to be an actual Titanic sequel.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It can't be a prequel, so you can't just do this like, oh, let's just go back in time before they meet, and then they have these like cute meets where they don't actually see each other because, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
DiCaprio's character, Jack, is stealing something, and he bumps into Kate Winslet, and she's like, oh dear, you know, you peasant.
I never.
Don't touch me with your grubby peasant hands. But she doesn't see him because he's kind of like hiding his face from the police, you know? It's like, oh, yeah, wow, yeah. That's prequel stuff. So that doesn't count.
Yeah.
You can't.
Has to be a sequel.
Yeah, you can't cast different actors either. You have to have them.
Yeah.
And you can't just make it some cheesy, like it's a second ship called Titanic. It's called Titanic 2, the ship.
Yeah.
That would be stupid.
We could bring Billy Zane back. We could bring Billy Zane back.
We should definitely bring back
But not the
Billy
same
Zane.
actor. We'll use the actor from The Mummy that looks like Billy Zane, and he'll play Billy Zane's character.
Yes. Yeah, he'll play Billy, and no one will know.
No one will know.
No one will know. They'll be like, wow, yeah, Billy Zane was great in that. I'm not Billy Zane. I'm a different dude. Yeah, you almost can't do it. It has to be. You can do it.
Okay.
You either make it a horror film or a psychological kind of thriller.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, so you pull a James Cameron and you switch genres, right? You go from like Terminator being like a horror, psychological, sci-fi thriller to an action movie.
Yeah.
We're taking straight out of the James Cameron book.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I know how to do it.
Okay, all right. We're off and running. What do we do?
All right. You want me to just go through it?
Let's see it. Let's see what you got.
Okay. All right, here's how you start it, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the first Titanic, they've got Kate Winslet, and it's just showing pictures of her. This is after the old lady ruins the movie by throwing that precious diamond in the ocean. It shows pictures of her, so she's like horseback riding, and she's flying airplanes, and she's wrestling a bear. I don't know if she gets crazy, you know, after Jack dies. So you start the movie right there.
Yeah.
With her, like, you know, jumping over something on a horse, you know, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
She's jumping over something, you know. She's married to some new guy, you know. And then it's like that old school thing. So they're like, oh, Frederick, I believe she's better at jumping than you are on your own horse, you know. And the guy's all, you know, like gets his, you know, whatever it is, masculinity hurt, you know, like, oh, you know.
Because he was so masculine before. He's twirling his stopwatch.
He's got the monocle. Yeah. And then she's going by like a totally different name too. So like no one really knows who she is.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's got this fear of like boats where he's like, oh, I want to go like, you know. He's like a sea captain or something like that, and she's got a fear of boats, obviously, because she was on the Titanic. But he doesn't know she was on the Titanic. Different identity, you know.
All right.
So here's what happens.
Okay.
Now we're like this is where modern movies would start this part at the beginning of the movie, and I hate when they do this because it's stupid.
Okay.
Because it's basically like telling the audience like you don't have a good enough attention span, you know, to just watch through like the normal life of this person.
Yeah.
So we can set this base for you.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're like 15 minutes in, and this is the like inciting incident. The inciting incident is there's a ship, and this could be like the sea captain's like cousin that we met while she's like jumping the horse. Maybe it's the guy that's all trying to be machizo and gets, you know, embarrassed by Kate Winslet.
Machizo.
Yes. So he's on the ship, right?
Yeah.
And they're going over that same spot where Titanic is. And they're like, okay, like iceberg, you know, that whole thing, you know, and they're like navigating fine.
Yeah.
And the guy's got his little thing of tea and, he, you know, like, oh, this is going to go very well, you know, clear sailing.
Yeah.
And now they're over the Titanic. We're like under the water seeing the Titanic.
Okay.
They're over the Titanic.
Yeah.
And the ship stops power's down, nothing's working, and now there's extra people on the ship.
Okay. All right.
You know?
Yeah.
And now we see the silhouette of what could be a young, dashing Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
With, like, the suspenders and that, like, you know, the way he would stand, you know?
Yeah.
With his...
Just the way he'd
whatever.
stand.
Yeah, his floppy... His
floppy haircut.
His haircut, his golden retriever haircut. You know, his beautiful mane.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but we don't actually see that it's him.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And the captain's just like, dear God,
right.
You know, something stupid. And then like it cuts, and like that's that storyline. And now we're back, and now the husband, Kate Winslet, who's the sea captain, is like, I just got orders, that like my cousin's ship has gone missing. I'm gonna go over and see if we can, find him.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna go down like that same path.
It's a rescue mission.
Kind of, yeah, sort of like a rescue mission, but really more of a like, he's probably fine.
Yeah.
But I've got to go down that way anyway, so I'm gonna go over there.
Okay.
And since I'm gonna be taking this cruise ship,
yeah,
why don't you come with me to like, you know, Kate Winslet?
Yeah.
And now, for some reason, this is something we'd have to figure out. She can't say no. Like, she has to go with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know if this is something we need to establish now.
I mean, there might have to be like some kind of radio call to shore, where this guy's like, "There's extra people on this boat, and one of them has a golden retriever haircut," and she's like, "Jack," and so she thinks it's Jack.
God.
She knows it's Jack because of the suspenders. No rich person would wear those suspenders.
Yes. No, that's so good. Yeah, like they get a radio. Did they have radios back then? They get a radio call or some you know, some SOS, you know?
Yeah.
And and the only thing that came through was like Jack what's his name? Dawson? Jack Dawson.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that came through. And now she's like, I have to go. What the heck does that mean? Why this thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they now go over there. They have the exact same thing happen where the ship loses power, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And now she's seeing Jack on the ship. But at first it's like the whole cheesy kind of, you know, Outer Limits thing where like you're just seeing him like walk past the doorway, but you're like, did I really see him or did I not see him? It's that type of situation.
Yeah, yeah.
This isn't going to be a good movie, but we're making it work.
We're making it work, yeah.
But then the whole premise from there on is just, now it's just sort of like, you either make it a horror film,
yeah,
you know, where she's got to, like in the first movie, she basically murders Jack by letting him stay in the water by himself.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she's like, I'll never let you go, and she totally lets him go.
Yeah.
And just lets his body like sink down to the bottom, you know? So it's like, you either have it a horror film where like now he's trying to get revenge, but she wins again and murders him again. You know, like she kills him all over again.
She beats him to
dropping
death with
him into the
door,
ocean.
the same door that she used to kill him last time.
Yeah, she kicks him off the door. There's plenty of room on there. No, I'm comfortable.
I'll never let you go again.
Yeah, why are the 50? Could you like move one of these 50 pillows on the door, and maybe I can get on it.
I like these pillows.
Yeah, no, these are my pillows. So like you either have it a horror film like that where like now he's kind of coming for like revenge.
Yeah.
She's got to like spark that like love that they had in him so that she can now like release him, and then his ghost can, you know, Patrick Swayze disappear at the end of Ghost.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of situation, but she's basically killing him again. That's the joke of it that we would put in there.
Yeah.
Like this chick just destroyed this guy twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This guy's basically saving her life like 50 times in a row.
At some point in the movie, she could draw him.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
And like, but like she's not an artist, so it looks terrible.
He's like stick figure. It's a stick figure.
With just one stick.
The third leg. He's got 3 legs. Why do I have 3 legs? That's not a leg. Oh
There's-
dear. Oh dear.
Oh my! The guy with the stopwatch. Oh, never.
The guy with the monocle,
Yeah.
faints, scandalous. Yeah,
So then
it's
Billy
like
Zane is also on the boat.
yeah, we could
have like a
here.
whole subplot with Billy Zane, and
Yeah.
he sees her. He suspects that she still has
Yes.
that big giant diamond, and he wants it back. And so
Yes.
he's trying to get it back.
You could have like two storylines with that. You could either have the storyline of like Billy Zane also gets the message of Jack Dawson,
Okay.
and he's, you know what I mean, like
Jack
somehow-
Dawson.
Yeah, good
Oh,
grief.
to see that man again.
What? How? Right over the same spot where the Titanic sunk, you know? It's Billy Zane. And then Billy Zane's just slapping everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Slapping everyone.
yeah. Pushing women and children out of the
Yeah,
way,
that's
like
not-
all the time,
that's not
just
even-
getting through doorways.
That's not even Billy Zane. Yeah. He's just constantly like cursing everyone.
Yeah.
You know, even God himself couldn't sink this ship. Would you shut up, Billy Zane? Every time you say that, the ship sinks. Stop
Yeah.
challenging God. God himself couldn't sink this lifeboat. It's a
Yeah.
sturdy lifeboat.
God wouldn't sink a ship again. A
Yeah,
second
right.
ship.
Oh, I dare you! I dare you, you coward! Stop it, you idiot. Stop it. Yeah. And then, so you either go that route or you go the route where, like, he recognizes her, but she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and he just thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
So you're pulling that whole, like, maybe it's not her, you know?
I'm not Rose.
He kind of does that thing.
I'm Daisy. It's a completely different flower.
Different name, yeah. It's a different flower, yeah. And I've got an Australian accent, you know. He's just like,
Yeah.
this phony thing. But yeah, so yeah, you either go that route, the horror route, or you can go kind of like a psychological thriller too, where he's kind of like, you know, you let me go, Rose, you know. You weren't supposed to let me go. Where's the diamond?
Yeah. What the hell, man?
Yeah, that kind of thing, you know.
Where's the diamond?
Or you could even make it a romance story all over again by just having it where, like, now they're having this romance, but she's like, I got to get back to my normal life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe she has a kid at this point, you know, with the new husband, and she's like, I have to get back to, like, my child. I got to live the life that, like, we never really got to have together. I still have to live that and like have these experiences. And then now he can kind of like let go.
Yeah,
you know,
he has
'cause
closure.
He's been holding on.
He's got
but
that.
it's like that. Yeah, it's a ghost. It's a
Ghost.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
You know, thing.
Yeah.
It's a very Patrick Swayze story. But yeah, there you could actually make a Titanic 2
Yeah. I think
and
that,
have it. I don't know if it would be good. I don't know if you could make it good,
Yeah.
but you could make it where it's like where this is legitimate. There is Kate Winslet, there is Leonardo DiCaprio, there is a Billy Zane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's not the Billy Zane.
No,
Maybe it's the other one, but Billy Zane's in it, and you have the Titanic in it as well.
Yeah.
Like all the pieces are together. It's a legitimate sequel, Titanic 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I probably would have gone in a totally like camp direction where it's like
Yeah.
it's another cruise going over like that, you know, the exact reverse route that the Titanic took, and then when they get to where the Titanic is, it's like zombies. And it's like zombies climbing up, and then it's like, oh, there's Jack Zombie, and then like the Titanic, you know, comes back too, and it's like a broken like zombie ship. And then like two ships bang into each other, two ships go down. It's a sequel. Yeah,
there's
it's gotta
two
be
ships
twice
now.
as good. It's gotta be
Two
twice as
ships.
good. So there's two ship sinkings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole time Billy Zane is on like the second ship that's like has all the like regulations and it's improved and he's like, nothing can sink this ship, and even God himself while it's sinking. I'll
give you a head start. It's like poking holes in the bottom of the boat.
I dare you to sink it, you coward.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But we both went horror. We both thought horror immediately.
Yeah. Well, I can't think of I can't think of another genre to make that work, to make that happen. But
I think. I mean, the the other thing you can do is you make a Titanic 2, and Jack didn't die. Now we're going like this is like super.
Now he's just pissed
This
at
is
Rose.
super. This is super like cheeseball where they just never kill off characters anymore.
Yeah.
Jack never died. He
Yeah.
made it into a lifeboat, or somehow he survived.
Yeah.
And now he years later after he regains
Yeah.
because the cold froze it out of him.
Froze his memory.
He goes back for Rose,
Yeah.
He goes back for Rose. Then you could even have this like they fall in love again kind of situation.
Yeah.
But the cold has, destroyed his brain to the point where like there's something weird in him now. Then he goes back out to where the Titanic is with her, like kidnaps her. They go back out to the Titanic.
Yeah.
Then she kills him all over again.
No matter what the genre
I
is.
want that ending.
We're gonna kill him
ending.
every time he dies.
I want her pushing him off of the door and just, releasing him into the deep.
It's like that
into the deep
scene
ocean.
where they're like out front. It's like, I feel like I'm flying.
Yeah,
she
and
like grabs him,
she
just like throws him overboard.
Judo throws him. Judo throw. Hiya!
Like, Rose, why?